Hi friends, my name is Gail and I'm a speech-language pathologist at Pediatric Interactions. This week we are talking all about phonological processes, which may impact your child's intelligibility or how others can understand or hear how your child talks. Today we're going to be talking about the phonological process called stopping. But what is stopping? So stopping is when your child often shortens a sound that's supposed to be longer. So some examples is the sound S. A lot of times child will stop or shorten that sound and actually use a T sound instead of an S. So for example, your child might say T when they're actually trying to tell you see, like for you to see something. Another common error is replacing the B for the V sound. So if your child is trying to tell you to vacuum, it actually might come out as a bacuum. Another common error that we hear is replacing the D for the TH sound. So if your kid wants something and you say, do you want this one or that one? You might hear dis or dat. The last error that I hear often that I want to talk about is replacing the P for the F sound. F is a difficult sound to make. So a lot of times when kids are talking about fish, we might hear the word pish instead of fish. So what can we do? How can we help these kids? A few ideas to help strategize and help encourage your children to prolong those sounds is to use some tactile cues. One tactile cue for the S sound is to start at your shoulder and produce that sound the whole time while you move your finger down your arm. Perfect. So as you start, that sound is actually going to be longer. We're going to overemphasize that sound until your child gets used to it, and then we can start pulling it shorter and shorter and shorter. So if that child is going to tell you C, we might do C. As your child and you practice, we might get to the point where we can go C. Again, just modeling and practicing is going to help. The next one that we were talking about is vacuum. You might hear the sound bacuum. Now that's another difficult sound. You might be able to provide a little tactile cue for your child to use the lip, but a lot of times we need to just practice that motor plan. So we might actually pretend that we're vacuuming and just overemphasize that sound and practice that V sound by itself. So we might do a lot of pretend play where we're vacuuming the floor. We might pretend to vacuum the wall or different parts of the room. Again, have fun and make it silly for your little one. The next sound that we're going to talk about is the D for TH. For this one, we might overemphasize and provide a really strong model for sticking our tongue out for that production. That. Again, we're going to make it really long. We're going to point to bring attention so your child can see that the tongue actually has to come between the teeth. That. Awesome. Now, one thing that I do like to tell my little ones when working on the TH sound, this is the only sound that you get to stick out your tongue. So have fun with it. So we might do a back and forth for a couple times. We might find somebody in the room and make that sound toward that person. And try to hold it for a couple seconds. The last sound that we talked about is producing a P instead of that F sound. Just like for the vacuum, we're going to provide a small tactile cue so they know to use your lip and your teeth and practice in isolation or by itself. So the fish might be swimming, or the airplane may be flying. You're going to practice by itself in that long, long sound, and then we could start putting it into words. If you have any other questions or concerns, please contact our office at Pediatric Interactions. I hope this helped, and have a great day. Thank you.